Unexpected collapse for you in this match.
Sorry,
Unexpected collapse in batting.
Yeah, unexpected, disappointing.
George, is it fair to say that's your most disappointing game of the tournament so far?
Oh, comfortably. I'd go so far as to say it's the most disappointing game that I've led from this team for 3 years. Yeah, very disappointing. Batting performance, sorry. I was quite happy with how we bowled and fielded. Probably should qualify that.
Yeah, the score was not very high, but still you collapsed very fast. Is there in the spinners only it was due to the rain, or it was any other factor?
Spinners?
Did the spinners really bowled well today? Because you were not able to face
They
them.
bowled okay. I think their quicks bowled okay. Mate, I don't think we can... I'll give all the credit to the Indian bowlers. They obviously bowled well, but I certainly don't think that our batters can hold their heads particularly high in terms of our shot selection, our match awareness, our game sense, all the stuff that we spoke about from the last game that we weren't particularly happy with. That we asked for improvement, and we certainly didn't have that.
Last couple of games we've started off so positively, but today it seems to be a little bit conservative. Is that because of the deep batting order? You wanted to hold back a little?
Yeah, I don't think it was any deeper really. I think we had Hads at 8 and we had Hads at 8 tonight. We had so I don't think we were batting particularly deeper. Slightly different makeup. It certainly shouldn't have been a reason for us to be any more conservative. That's not our plan. But once again, I mean, I haven't spoken to the guys at the top, and I'd back them in. They're all aggressive players, so I would say that if they were finding it hard, it's probably a credit to the Indian bowlers.
Josh, do you think the batsmen's minds might have been elsewhere? Some batsmen's minds might have been elsewhere after the elimination you were eliminated against?
Look, they might have been, but that's not an excuse. Yeah, I mean, we felt like we'd played a couple of good games of cricket, but we've been on the losing side of them. So for us tonight, without being disrespectful to Bangladesh, it would have been a shock to us if Bangladesh had beaten Pakistan. So we weren't arriving here expecting miracles. So there was enough for us to prove by playing India and playing well, who we think are going to be close to tournament favourites, and to win the game to prove that we actually were a really good side over here and we deserve to go better. But, yeah, not to be.
Any question of motivation from the guys? Did you feel this was coming?
I hope not. No, certainly not. I think, cliche, but I think any time you're playing for Australia, I'd hate to think that people need extra motivation. I think I've just explained the reasons why there should have been plenty.
George, your feelings at the moment, I guess, looking back on the tournament, I know the first two games maybe could have gone either way, but tonight was poor. Are you angry or are you embarrassed? Because it was quite an embarrassing loss tonight for a very good side.
I'm disappointed. Mate, if I was embarrassed, I'd say only with my own performance, in terms of my own decision. I'm disappointed for the team. I'm disappointed with the way that we batted, but I've got pretty big faith in these guys, and I'm not sticking up for them in terms of I think we all could have made better decisions and all would do things differently if we had a chance again. But I'm not embarrassed for anyone apart from myself.
George, you mentioned after the last match that your game plan is to be aggressive, especially for the batsmen. And since Darren has taken over, that seems to be the modus operandi with the Aussie batting lineup. No matter what the format is, and you got bailed out by Had in the Ashes quite a few times. But is that just Plan A? There is no Plan B. When things do go awry early on, you don't recalibrate what your approach should be.
That was the case tonight, absolutely. If I'm thinking back to our T20 form, and that's really all I'll talk about over the last, I'd say 12 months, I reckon that's the first time we've scored under 170. So, yep, we certainly want to be aggressive and we want to dictate the game. There does need to be a backup plan, I agree with you there, and that's the responsibility of us in the middle order to to understand where the game was at. You know, I think you got a perfect example probably in the other side in the way Yuvraj managed that innings from where India were. I think runs-wise at about the 10th over mark we were roughly about the same, but I think we'd lost 3 or 4 more wickets, so that probably sums up our mindset and the mistakes that we made.